Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very accomplished professional, a coach, and a veteran from Austin, Texas, USA, Lisa Benson. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Lisa is a coach. She's a disabled veteran and a marketing strategist. She's the founder of DeBellaDeBallDesigns, which is a dynamic marketing agency specializing in empowering veteran-owned businesses. So, Lisa, my first question, tell me a little bit about your own journey from the military service to entrepreneurship and what inspired you to start DeBellaDeBallDesigns.
Well, I kind of took a roundabout way to get to where I'm at. I got out of high school, went to college. My parents got divorced, didn't have enough money to go to school, so I joined the military because they were offering all that great money to be able to pay my loans back, what I had already accrued, and get me to go to college for free after that. So fast forward to 2004 and 5, I deployed. I came back with some PTSD and some struggles. And my father was coaching roller derby in Buffalo, New York, and told me that I should try it to help with my PTSD. So I started playing roller derby, and that's where DeBellaDeBall came from. That was my roller derby name.
Okay.
And then I took that experience and the stuff that I had learned in college previously, and I helped them market the league that I was part of and help them market the overall organization. And I kind of really felt the need to be able to give back more. And I wanted to help veterans. I have a master's in public administration that I never used because I found out that the VA had a lot of red tape and I couldn't make the impact that I wanted. So I decided that I was going to be able to help other veterans through coaching and mentoring with my business. So I pivoted and so that I could be more for them, so I can help them thrive, not just survive post-service.
Well said. And Lisa, what challenges did you face when you were transitioning from a military to a civilian career? And how did you overcome some of these challenges?
Freedom was a big challenge that I faced. I have a little bit of ADHD. So when you have a structured set, an old song just came to mind, an old marketing jingle, need a cash settlement. Anyways, when you have ADHD, you need structure and you need focus. And for me, I was thriving in that environment. And when I got out, I had to develop that on my own. And actually becoming an entrepreneur allowed me to do that. So I could build out my day the way that I was most effective. And I learned early on that the meat and potatoes of what I have to do has to start in the morning, because as the day goes on, my focus dwindles.
Very interesting. And, I have a lot of respect for the military because my father was a retired brigadier general. And, so I grew up in an army or a military environment. And I used to ask him this question, which I'm going to ask you. What are some key leadership lessons you have learned from the military that have shaped your approach to business?
I learned that I don't want to yell at people. There's ways to get them to do the things that you need to do and change more quickly when you handle it with care. Also, the structure part, that I need structure in my day to be effective, clear communication, and then most importantly, accountability. If you don't, and as an entrepreneur, a lot of times you don't have a team. So if you don't do it, it doesn't get done. Correct. And you have to be accountable to yourself and to your business for that.
Well said. And given the fact that you work with so many veterans, what are some common mistakes you have seen veteran entrepreneurs make? And how do you help them avoid these mistakes?
It's actually a common mistake most businesses make. It's either there's two sets of issues, systems and processes or marketing message. And I offer a VIP day where I get to go into their business and audit it for a day. And we look at what it really is that they're struggling with. And a lot of times it's the messaging. They're talking to themselves. They're not talking to their audience. They're making it very I-focused and not very not very client focused or customer
Hmm.
focused.
Hmm.
So they're losing the attention and they're losing the focus
Hmm.
that they would love to have to get the purchases they need and the
Hmm.
businesses in. And the
Hmm.
systems and processes, a lot of times they've just skipped one little thing or two little things. So it throws everything off balance. So if we can get in and get them organized and get their structure the way that's going to help them focus, it really
Hmm.
works for them.
Hmm. Well said. And what are some of the unique leadership qualities that veterans bring to the entrepreneurial space? And how can they leverage these leadership qualities more effectively?
They love taking responsibility. They'll take it and they'll wear that on their shoulder like a badge of honor, no matter the outcome, which is important.
Hmm.
I carry that with me every day, and it allows me to be more clear with my communications. It helps me with strategic planning and resilience, and all of those are non-negotiables for business owners.
Hmm.
So when you do that with the ability to pivot quickly and stay calm under pressure, your business is going to succeed as long as you are able to take yourself out of it, look at it, and a lot of veterans have that skill.
Hmm. And there's another aspect that I have seen of veterans when they come into the private sector is their discipline of being able to deliver something. And as you said very correctly, their accountability. So, I think veterans bring this in any case to a lot of businesses and they bring a lot of value, of course.
They do. And it's sometimes they underestimate themselves in that. So
Mm.
if you're a great leader, you can help pull that out of them. And the fact that they're able to just rise and shine is amazing. And you can do that as a coach. You can do that as somebody that's helping them. If they're the owner of the business, if
Mm.
they're just interested in helping you, there's ways that you can help them
Mm.
too.
Mm. And what role, does mentorship play in the development of veteran entrepreneurs? And how can a veteran find the right mentor?
Mentoring, there used to be an organization. I'm gonna draw a blank on
Dr.
it.
Worry.
There's been
Yeah.
some organizations, Veterati.
Hmm.
Um, there's an organization called Veterati where you could find mentors, and they actually just closed that down a month ago because it just became too cumbersome.
Hmm.
You can reach out to people in the space that you want to be in and tell them, especially if they're veterans, like if somebody wants to learn about marketing, come talk to me. I can help you all day
Yeah.
long. I can bring you in. You can audit me and my business so we can see what would work for you. And that's at no cost to you. I want to be able to be out there to help them. If you're already in business and you need some mentorship there, coaches are amazing. There's some resources that are available that I can give them access to, but also just searching online. There's quite a few branding organizations and things like that can help. And the biggest one that we have here is SCORE. SCORE is for everybody, not just veteran-owned businesses, and they've got
Hmm.
they teach how to layer your business so it makes the most amount of sense to you.
Right, right. And Lisa, how important is personal branding for entrepreneurs and especially veterans who are transitioning into a civilian life?
Veterans that are transitioning in, I'll do it that way and then we'll come back to the other. The biggest thing that you need to wear that as a badge and a badge
Hmm.
of honor, but it can't be your full identity.
Hmm.
Um, because it can be people don't understand who you are and how you are because you're a veteran. So you need to make sure that you're telling your story. Storytelling is very important to all aspects of branding as well as your marketing itself. So the how I look at it as a veteran, you want to make sure that you're open and honest and you're vulnerable
Hmm.
without taking over the whole narrative.
Hmm.
And I think that's pretty consistent with branding itself,
Right.
that when you're doing your personal branding, you want to make sure that you come across as approachable. All the things that you need to do for people to connect. Connection is the important piece, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And what advice would you give to veterans who are in the early stages of trying to take a decision on whether they should become entrepreneurs and don't know where to start?
I will say your phone is your best friend. Anytime an idea comes to mind, put it in the notes on your phone. I don't care if you have an Android, an Apple, whatever you have, there's a notes app. Start putting things down. When something is interesting to you, write it down. If something just is like, no, don't want to do it, write that down too. And just kind of stay on top of that. Start identifying what you're passionate about, what brings you life, what makes you happy,
Mm.
and where your strengths lie, and then research it. See what
Correct.
if there's something in the industry. If there's something in the industry, see if you can use them as a mentor. If there's someone in the industry, see if you can use them
Mm.
as a mentor, and then
Mm.
start working on that and create a business plan about it. Don't be
Mm.
afraid to take the first step. It's the best teacher of all.
Amazing. Thank you. Let's now talk a little bit about your other area of specialization, which is digital marketing. And let's talk about what are some of the trends and innovations that are happening in the world of digital marketing. Lisa, how has digital marketing evolved in recent years? And what trends do you find most impactful for veteran-owned businesses, or for that matter, any businesses?
Well, digital marketing has obviously made a lot of major shifts. And with AI, we are looking at a lot of automation and AI powered solutions, which is great because it's easing the lift.
Mhm.
But if you don't know how to wield the tool is going to wield you and things are going to go awry. So you need to make sure you're staying ahead of the trends by one, researching, two, looking at some of the big picture people out there and following them, and just digesting, but also understand that your message is your message is your message.
Mhm.
No matter if AI is in there or not, you need to be able to be consistent with your messaging, and then it's going to drive the success.
Mm. And when you work with your clients to develop a social media strategy, what are some of the key components that you work on?
Key components are consistency. I don't care if you only post once a week, you post once a week and you post on the same day-ish, around the same time-ish, because the algorithms, which are AI generated, they like consistency because then
Consistency.
they're starting to look for your content. Engagement. If somebody messages you, please, or comment back. Don't
Hmm.
just leave it blank because you're not rewarding them, and people like rewards.
Hmm.
Authenticity. And if authenticity is with the AI content is probably the most essential. You
Mhm.
need to make sure that there's a lot of you in there because what are they going to gravitate to? The
Hmm.
audience wants to connect with your brand. So showing up consistently is super valuable. And I focus on veteran entrepreneurs should leverage your unique story and build that stronger connection.
Hmm. Amazing. And how do you see the role of AI and automation in the future of digital marketing?
Well, I can tell you with AI, and a lot of people are using high level or white label version of high level, which you can build out your whole marketing platform in there. And you are constantly touching your clients via email, via funnel, via social media, all of those things. And you don't have to do a lot of the lifting because
Mhm.
the lift is the original setup. Anything after that is a blessing.
Hmm.
And that's all generated by the AI and that's with the automation. So
Right.
you can build out your whole year's worth of marketing, which I don't recommend because there's so many shifts all the time. You can build out your year's worth of marketing, put it into high level or put it into ClickFunnels or anything like that, and everything's preset for you.
Hmm.
So it's literally just feeding its own funnel.
Correct. And of course, everyone's now talking about how important storytelling is and how important content marketing is. So, what are some of your thoughts on creating engaging content?
I believe that we all get stuck in our origin story and we forget about our conversion story.
Hmm.
So your origin story is why you got into business and what your business is about.
Hmm.
And that's great. But there is a bit of a conversion story you need to talk. What is it?
Right.
Why should they buy from you? Is the
Hmm.
bigger deal. And that needs to be at the underlying story for everything you do.
Hmm.
And it needs to be approachable to the people that you want to purchase. Your
Hmm.
marketing's not meant for everybody.
Correct.
Your products aren't meant for everybody. We all think they are most of the time. But as a whole, if you don't have something that gets them to engage with you, you're screaming into the ocean expecting somebody to hear it and expecting to make waves.
Hmm. Amazing. And would you have an example of a brand which you supported? I don't want any names, of course, of any that where you was helped them to build some amazing content.
Well, one of the clients that I work with pretty regularly is actually Jennifer Down Coaching. You can see the ebb and flow of her content,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually when the market changes, what we have to do to finesse and fine tune that.
Hmm.
And she is amazing at what she does, and she's able to continue to ride and ride high because she's just good at what she does. She's
Hmm.
got Happy Productive Podcast and a couple other things, and we're able to connect those all so that we can make the biggest amount of impact as
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm. And what are your thoughts on how can veteran entrepreneurs leverage online communities and social media to network and collaborate?
There are a lot of veteran groups out there. Get in them.
Hmm.
Because one, you're with your community, and that's important, especially for those that are struggling and feel alone. And a lot of veterans feel alone because of the other battles that they're fighting internally.
Hmm.
So if you can get into that, call any helplines and those kind of things. It's important. It's very important. There's military suicide hotlines. Please
Hmm.
call them if you're struggling. I'll repeat that till the end of my life. Um, when you're in a community, especially in social media with like-minded people, it's going to
Hmm.
allow you to not feel alone. It's going to help you grow. You can ask questions that not everybody's going to understand because they haven't walked in your boots. And it's really important to understand that you're not alone.
Hmm.
And if if anything, please reach out to me. I'm here. I'll listen, and I can point you in whatever direction possible.
Hmm. What a great response. So, Lisa, I have time for two more questions for you. Um, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs looking to improve their digital marketing strategies in a competitive market?
Look at what you feel is your ideal competitor and someone you like their content, and reverse engineer it. They've done it, it's successful, it's grasped your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse engineer it, see what they did that's working, what you like about it, and don't negate what you've done already,
Hmm.
but use some of that to pivot to see what you're able to do to generate more business and generate more attention.
Hmm. Okay. And my last question to you, given the amount of knowledge you have on digital marketing and the fact that you run DeBellaDeBallDesigns, what are some of the emerging digital marketing trends that entrepreneurs should be aware of?
I need to say this, and I don't do it as well as I should. Get on the video. Be on video, start recording yourself, and be real on the video. I
Hmm.
know there's a whole trend about faceless reels and faceless things going out there. Those are going to go away.
Hmm.
User generated content, testimonials are great, but if it's actually the people speaking, it's going to have way more impact for your business.
Correct.
So video is king, because for some reason people think that they're connecting, and if they can connect, they're more apt to buy from you.
Hmm. Great response. And on that note, Lisa, thank you so much for speaking to me about your own journey. Thank you, of course, for doing everything that you've done as a veteran and for your country. Thank you for talking to me at such length about leadership and so many different aspects of how you are supporting veterans. And I know you've said it a couple of times that if people are under stress, they should reach out to Lisa Benson. Thank you also for talking to me about several aspects of digital marketing trends and how so many business owners can actually use a lot of the inputs that you have given us during our conversation for their own businesses. Thank you for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.